Hi, this is Dan Streeter of Rescue Ministries. We love good news. We're always about trying to help change lives. You would have met Randy at our anniversary gala this past September. Some really great things have been happening in his life, and so for an update, let's shoot it over to Bill.
It is time to celebrate some good news, and I am standing here with my friend Randy Gebermuley, who is celebrating a new part to life that for, I think it was 8 years, was not a part of life.
Yes.
Driving, the thing that we all take for granted and sometimes complain about.
Yes.
In your world, you're really happy about this step forward. What's happened and why are you so happy about it?
They put a new pacemaker in, a little micro pacemaker on the inside of my heart that has stopped the heart from stopping and causing me to have seizures. So I have been released to drive again.
After 8 years.
For 8 years, I couldn't drive around. I had to depend on someone to come get me. I had to depend on someone to take me shopping. I had to have a driver that would pick me up and take me from my house to work, and then pick me up at work and take me home. And I had to schedule shopping events, and everything had to be scheduled way in advance. If I forgot something, I was out of luck because I couldn't walk to the store, I couldn't get there or whatever. Although sometimes I tried.
Well, and that kind of ban on driving was connected to seizures. And I think if I remember right, you've told me that every seizure meant another 6 months. And after a while, it just became there's no chance.
Yes, for the longest time, I didn't think I'd probably ever drive again because I would have so many seizures. But it ended up being not as much neurological as it was a heart condition. That was, the heart would pause for whatever reason for 8-10 seconds at a time. And then that would cause the brain to have seizure-like effects.
How excited were you the moment that the doctor said, guess what, Randy, I have good news, and he maybe jingled some keys in front of you?
He didn't quite jiggle the keys, but he did definitely say he had great news that I was released to drive again. They did the scans, they did the EEGs again. They confirmed that it was the heart. And I'm telling you, the next day I went out and bought a car.
Was it like riding a bike, as we like to say? Did you remember how to drive the car after all that time?
I did. I was a little nervous. And, some instances I still get nervous, like going over the overpass to work where they're doing all the construction. And so everything's turned around. But, yeah, it came back normally, and I didn't have a problem with it.
We told Randy's story in a fair amount of detail at the dinner for Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan in September of 2019. Many of you were there, and you became aware of what growing up was like for Randy, and it was filled with trauma and abuse and a lot of things that contributed to what we're talking about today. And part of your journey of healing took place at Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. What has that place come to mean to you?
It's like a home away from home. Not only did I get help and benefit from there, but now I get benefit in the fact that I get to go back and volunteer and help others. The staff there are still like family. Jeff Hagenauer's basically like my brother. I am always with his family all the time. He ensured I always had a ride to church. They still come by. Kim will come by and we'll go for a walk. Just to get me out of the house during this COVID crisis of being locked up. I get a little panicked. And
Isolation is not a good thing for you.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It can trigger suicidal effects. It can trigger, bad memories, flashbacks. And so for me, staying busy, working constantly is a great coping mechanism. And when I don't have those things to rely on, thankfully I have friends like Jeff and Kim that come by and go for walks, or I can go to the mission and volunteer and feel some semblance of belonging.
Thanks to the continued recovery, if he wants to get out and about, grabs the car keys, gets behind the wheel and goes for a drive.
I can go get food when I need, or I forget my sugar and I'm making something, I can go get it.
Well, it's definitely worthy of celebration, and I remember how excited you were. You called me right after you were behind the wheel. You may have been behind the wheel when you called.
I probably was. The phone links to the car,
Yeah.
so it has automated calling.
And it was just a very cool moment on my end because I could hear the joy in your voice. And congratulations, this is an awesome step forward. And to everybody who helps support R3M, one of the people over the years that you've helped is this guy right here.
Yes, by all means.